In the summer of 1969, a letter arrived at 3 major newspapers in San Francisco. It began with these words: "This is the Zodiac speaking." The writer claimed responsibility for multiple murders. He included fragments of a handwritten cipher, a coded message he said contained his identity. He threatened to kill again if the newspapers didn't print his letter on the front page. They printed it. He did kill again, and again, and again. The Zodiac Killer is believed to have murdered at least 5 people in Northern California. He taunted police for years. He was never caught. He was never identified. And at least one of his ciphers has never been solved. This is his story. To understand the Zodiac, you have to go back to the very beginning. December 20th, 1968. Lake Herman Road, Benicia, California. A remote stretch of road used as a lover's lane. 2 teenagers, David Faraday, 17, and Betty Lou Jensen, 16, were shot dead beside their car. No witnesses, no motive, no suspects. The case went cold almost immediately. 6 months later, July 4th, 1969. Blue Rock Springs Park, Vallejo, California. Another couple, Darlene Farron, 22, and Michael Mageau, 19, were attacked in a parking lot. A man approached their car and opened fire. Darlene died. Michael survived. Just 40 minutes after the shooting, someone called the Vallejo Police Department. A calm male voice gave the location of the attack, then said, "I also killed those kids last year." He had just connected himself to the Faraday and Jensen murders, and he was calling the police himself. This wasn't a killer hiding in fear. This was someone who wanted to be known. 1 month later, August 1st, 1969, 3 letters arrived simultaneously at 3 newspapers: the San Francisco Chronicle, the San Francisco Examiner, the Vallejo Times-Herald. Each letter contained the same message, a detailed account of both attacks, details only the killer could know. And each letter contained 1/3 of a 408-symbol cipher. The writer demanded the newspapers print his cipher on the front page. He threatened to go on a killing spree if they refused. All 3 newspapers printed the cipher. Within days, a high school teacher and his wife cracked it. The decoded message read, "I like killing people because it is so much fun." There was no name, no identity, just a threat. And a signature, a circle with a cross through it. The symbol of the Zodiac. What made the Zodiac unlike almost any killer before him was his relationship with the media. He didn't hide. He performed. Over the following years, the Zodiac sent at least 20 confirmed letters to newspapers and police. Some contained evidence from crime scenes. Some contained taunts and insults directed at investigators. Some contained more ciphers, codes that he claimed revealed his identity. One letter arrived with a piece of a victim's shirt, proof that he was who he claimed to be. In another letter, he wrote, "I am not afraid of the gas chamber, because it will send me to paradise all the sooner." He misspelled words deliberately, or perhaps genuinely. He used a crosshair symbol as his signature every time. He kept a running tally of his victims, and the number kept rising. At one point, he claimed to have killed 37 people. Investigators could only confirm 5. Whether the rest were real, nobody knows. The most famous unsolved cipher, the 340 cipher, sat uncracked for 51 years. It was finally decoded in December 2020 by a team of amateur codebreakers. The message read in part, I hope you are having lots of fun in trying to catch me. But a second cipher, the 13-symbol message, remains unsolved to this day. Some believe it contains his name. Others believe it was designed to be unsolvable. One final taunt from beyond the investigation. September 27, 1969. Lake Berryessa, Napa County, California. Two college students, Brian Hartnell and Cecilia Shepard, were picnicking by the lake. A man approached wearing a hood with the Zodiac crosshair symbol drawn on it. He tied them up. He stabbed them repeatedly. Cecilia Shepard died 2 days later. Brian Hartnell survived. He described the attacker as a heavy-set white male, approximately 6 feet tall. Before leaving, the killer walked to Hartnell's car and wrote the dates of his previous attacks on the door, along with the date of this one. 2 weeks later, October 11th, 1969, San Francisco. A taxi driver named Paul Stine was shot in the head. Witnesses saw a white male leaving the scene. Police were given the wrong description, told to look for a black male suspect. Officers passed the actual killer on the street and let him go. Afterward, the Zodiac sent a letter to the Chronicle. He included a piece of Paul Stine's shirt as proof. And he threatened to attack a school bus full of children. The threat was never carried out, but it caused widespread panic across Northern California. Parents kept children home from school. Police guarded bus routes. The entire region lived in fear of a man they had never seen. The investigation into the Zodiac Killer became one of the largest in California history. Multiple agencies were involved: local police, the FBI, the California Department of Justice. Thousands of tips were processed. Hundreds of suspects were investigated, and the killer was never identified. Over the decades, 3 suspects have emerged as the most credible. The first, Arthur Lee Allen, a convicted sex offender from Vallejo who had been investigated as early as 1971. He matched the physical description given by survivors. He owned a Zodiac watch, a brand with a crosshair logo identical to the killer's symbol. He had told a friend before the killings that he wanted to hunt humans. And he was reportedly left-handed, consistent with handwriting analysis of the letters. But investigators found no physical evidence linking him to the crimes. No DNA match, no fingerprint match. Allen died in 1992, never charged, never convicted. The second major suspect, Lawrence Kane, a man who had suffered a brain injury in an accident and reportedly underwent a personality change afterward. He had connections to victims and to areas where the attacks occurred. Investigators found compelling circumstantial evidence, but again, nothing definitive. The third, Rick Marshall, a film projectionist from San Francisco. Some researchers believe handwriting and linguistic patterns in the letters match Marshall. He died in 2008. No charges were ever filed. In 2021, a cold case team called the Case Breakers announced they had identified the Zodiac as a man named Gary Francis Post, a house painter and former Air Force serviceman who died in 2018. They claim to have found physical evidence, including scars, that matched a police sketch. The FBI and official investigators have not confirmed this identification. The case remains officially unsolved. Perhaps the most haunting element of the Zodiac case isn't the murders themselves. It's the codes. The Zodiac sent multiple encrypted messages. and the belief has always been that somewhere inside those symbols is his real name. The 408 cipher was cracked in 1969. The 340 cipher took 51 years to solve. And when it was, it contained no name, just more taunting. The 13-symbol cipher, known as the Z13, has never been solved. It is only 13 characters long. But despite decades of attempts by professional cryptographers, amateur code breakers, and computer algorithms, nobody has cracked it. Some researchers believe it spells out a name. Others believe it was never meant to be solved, that it was the Zodiac's final joke, a locked door with no key, placed there just to watch people try. If the Z13 were ever decoded, it might finally answer the question that has haunted California for more than 50 years. Or it might just be another taunt from a man who was always 3 steps ahead. More than 55 years have passed since the first confirmed Zodiac attack. The killer, if still alive, would be in his 80s or 90s. Most investigators believe he is dead, but the questions remain. Was Arthur Lee Allen the Zodiac? The circumstantial evidence is compelling, but DNA taken from the back of a Zodiac envelope did not match Allen. Either the DNA came from someone else who licked the envelope, or Allen was not the killer. Did the Zodiac really kill 37 people? Or was he lying, inflating his count to increase fear and attention? Why did the letters stop after 1974? Did he die? Did he move? Did he simply decide he was done? And what does the Z13 say? These are questions that may never be answered. The Zodiac operated before modern DNA databases, before surveillance cameras, before digital forensics. He exploited every gap in the system of his time, and then he vanished into it, leaving behind 5 confirmed victims, dozens of letters, a symbol that became iconic, and a name that nobody knows. The Zodiac Killer remains one of the most studied, most discussed, and most feared unsolved cases in American history. Not just because of the murders, but because of what he represented. A killer who wanted to be famous more than he wanted to be safe, who taunted the people trying to catch him, who turned murder into a performance, and who got away with it completely. If you made it this far, you already know this is the kind of case that stays with you. The next investigation on Gravenfield goes even deeper. Subscribe so you don't miss it. This is Gravenfield. Unsolved, unexplained, unforgettable.